the ukulele tutorial for Dust in the Wind by Kansas. This arrangement I'm going to show you works for both low G and high G ukulele. And we're going to be learning it in the original key of the song, so once you learn it, you can play along with the recording. Now, I have a printable PDF document that has this entire arrangement, the chord chart, the lyrics, all the tablature, and the different hand positions. You don't need it. I give you all the information you need in this video, but it definitely makes it easier to be able to read along with that chart if you have it. So you can download that in a link in the description below. Now, let's get to it. First, we're going to learn the intro, and your right hand is going to be doing the exact same motion the entire time. So first, let's learn that. You're going to be using your thumb, your index finger, your middle finger, and your ring finger, okay? And your thumb is going to go on the G string, your index finger is going to go on the C string, your middle finger is going to go on the E string, and your ring finger is going to go on the A string. So those fingers are always going to be assigned to those 4 strings, and they're never going to be plucking a different string. Now, this picking pattern is a variation of the Travis picking pattern that people do on guitar. So we're sort of modifying it and doing it for ukulele specifically for this song. So you're going to first take your thumb and your ring finger, and you're going to pluck the 2 outside strings. So your thumb will be plucking the G string, and your ring finger will be plucking the A string, and you pluck them at the same time, like that. Then you're going to take your index finger, and you're going to pluck the C string. Then you're going to take your middle finger and you're going to pluck the E string. Then you're going to take your thumb, you're going to pluck the G string again. You're going to take your ring finger and you're going to pluck the A string again. Then you're going to take your index finger and you're going to pluck the C string. Then you're going to take your middle finger and you're going to pluck the E string. Okay? So all together it's G and A first, then C, E, then G, A, and then C, E again. So it's the 2 outside ones together, then C and E, the 2 inside ones, then G and A, the 2 outside ones, and then C and E, the 2 inside ones, okay? And remember, always thumb on G string, index finger on C string, middle finger on E string, and ring finger on A string. So it looks like this. And that's the whole pattern. And we're just going to keep doing that over and over and again. So let's just try practicing just that with open strings. So your left hand can take a vacation. We're just going to be plucking with our right hand first. So outside, inside, outside, inside, outside together, inside, outside, inside. Now, every time we do this pattern once, that would be one time. Every time we do it once, we are going to have a different position in our left hand fingerings, okay? So our hands are going to change to a new shape every single time we do a new pattern, but we're never going to change in the middle of the pattern. So what I mean by that is we're going to first start with, well, actually you could use your middle finger on the 3rd fret A string. That's your very first shape in your left hand. So while my hands are in this shape, I'm just going to do the pattern once. Then I'm going to move to a new shape, which is going to be, I'm going to put my index finger on the 2nd fret A string, and I'm going to lift that middle finger off, okay? And now I'm going to do the picking pattern again since my left hand is in a new shape. So then the next shape, I'm going to put my pinky on the 5th fret of the A string, okay? I'm going to lift my index finger off, and I'm going to just do the pattern again. And then I'm going to go back to my middle finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, and I'm going to do the pattern again. So as you can see, every single time we do the pattern, our left hand moves to a new position on the fretboard. Now, I strongly recommend that first you just practice doing this pattern over and over again, so you really don't have to think about it. Any strumming or picking pattern, you want to get it sort of on autopilot mode so that you just don't have to think about it. That's always the goal. So try to just do it over and over again until you can do it without thinking, and then you can add in the shapes. So the first 4 shapes, let's go over them again. So we have, and I'll do the pattern with my right hand. So we've got 3rd fret A string, 2nd fret A string, 5th fret A string, then 3rd fret A string. Those are our 4 shapes, and we did the pattern 4 times, okay? Now, the next shape, we're going to put our index finger on the G string, and we're going to put our middle finger on the A string, both in the 2nd fret. So index finger, G string, 2nd fret, middle finger, A string, 2nd fret, okay? And this is our new position. We're just going to do the same pattern with the right hand. Okay? Then we're going to keep our index finger where it is, and we're going to put our pinky on the 5th fret A string, just like that. And we're going to do the pattern again. Then I'm going to put my ring finger on the 3rd fret A string, okay, and I'm lifting my pinky off. So I've got my 2nd fret G string and my 3rd fret A string. Did the pattern again. Then I go back to my middle finger on the 2nd fret A string to have, so both fingers are in the 2nd fret on the G string and A string, to do it one more time. Like that. So let's just review those 4 ones we just did again. So remember, index finger on the 2nd fret G string. We start with our middle finger on the 2nd fret A string. And if you notice in these 4, our index finger never moves from that 2nd fret G string. It's always there, okay? So start with this. It's just the A string note is moving around, but that 2nd fret G string is always there. Because that's because this whole section is sort of like an A minor section, okay? And this chord is A minor. So that finger is never going to move from that sort of A minor position, okay? So we've got this first shape with 2 fingers in the 2nd fret. Then we move up to the 5th fret on the A string. Then 3rd fret on the A string. Then 2nd fret on the A string again. Cool? So that is the next 4 bars. So the very first 4 bars that we did, we had 3 open strings and we were just moving our finger around the A string, right? We were starting on the 3rd fret, then the 2nd fret, right? Then the 5th fret, and then back to the 3rd fret. And all those first 4 are sort of like a C major shape. Like we're technically kind of playing a C major, then a C major 7, then a C major add 9 chord, and then a C major chord again. So the first 4 bars, kind of like the world of C major. Then the next 4 bars are the world of A minor. Then the next 4 bars after that, we go back to C major again, and then the next 4 after that, we go back to A minor again. So it's like 4 bars of C, 4 bars of A minor, 4 bars of C, and then 4 bars of A minor. But we're making them a little fancier. So let's just review those first 8 bars that we've done so far, okay? So we've got 3rd fret on the A string, 2nd fret on the A string, 5th fret on the A string, 3rd fret on the A string, 2 fingers on the 2nd fret, 5th fret on the A string, 3rd fret on the A string, then back to 2nd fret on the A string. There you go. Just a reminder, if you're finding this a little hard to follow, I do have a downloadable PDF chart that has all of this written out in a really easy to read format with both tablature and little chord charts, so you can really easily see the positions, the hand positions that we are holding. And it also has a chord chart for the song, so it definitely makes it easier to have that. There is a link to download that in the description below. Moving on, the next section, we go back to the world of C major, and this time we're going to start with our pinky on the 5th fret, okay? And 3 open strings. So then we go to the 3rd fret on the A string, then the 2nd fret on the A string, then 5th fret on the A string again. Okay? So that part we'll do it one more time. So we've got 5th fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, 5th fret, and then we have the last 4 bars of the intro. We are going to go back to the world of A minor. So my index finger is going to be on the 2nd fret of the G string, and I'm going to start with my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. Okay? So I've got 2nd fret and 3rd fret, and I first do this shape. Then I move down to the 2nd fret with my middle finger on the A string. So I've got 2 fingers in the 2nd fret now. Do the pattern once. Then I move back to having my pinky on the 5th fret of the A string while having my index finger on the G string 2nd fret. This is our next shape. Okay, and then the last shape, we are going to go back to the 2nd and 3rd fret on the G and A strings, okay? And this very last little pattern, we're going to cut it short, and we're only going to play part of it, because then we're going to play a G major chord, okay? So this part, this very last one, we're going to go, and then I just go right to the G chord. So I'm playing outside, inside, outside, and then instead of doing the very last 2 inside plucks, I just go to the G chord, and I pluck the G chord. So it sounds like this. This very last one sounds like this. jump into the song. So let's put all that together now, okay? So we'll go nice and slowly. So we have to the song, and the first chord of the song is C. So that is it a little bit slower. Feel free to practice it even slower. It still doesn't quite sound right until it gets a little bit faster, so it does sort of sound much better when it's sped up a little bit. So definitely practice that picking pattern, you know, to see if you can get it to a really fast, consistent place where it sounds nice and even. Let's do the whole intro a little bit faster now, okay? Now I want to show you what this intro sounds like when you have a ukulele that has a high G string, just so you can hear that it sounds good on both low G and high G. I close my eyes only for a moment, then the moment's gone. Now that we're past the intro, let's look at the actual song where the lyrics are. So the first measure is going to be on a C major chord. Then the next chord is going to be a G major chord. And then the next chord is going to be an A minor chord. And we have 1 bar of C major, 1 bar of G major, and then 2 bars of A minor. So let's just do 4 down strums for every measure right now, because we're in 4/4 time. So I have C, 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 that's 1 measure of C, 1 measure of G, and then 2 measures of A minor. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have 1 measure of G, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 measure of D minor 7, or D minor if you want to do D minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 measures of A minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And here's one little thing you can throw in if you want to make it a little bit fancier. On the very last beat of that second bar of A minor, you could play the chord G on just the last beat. So that last measure would sound like this. A minor for 3 beats, 3, 4. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go to the next measure, which is C. So let's just play up to that point in the song, ignoring the intro, just the first 8 bars of the song when the lyrics start. So we have C for 4 beats, G for 4 beats, and then A minor for 2 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then G for 1 bar, then D minor 7 for 1 bar, and then A minor for 1 bar, and then A minor for 3 beats, 2, 3, G. Then we just play G on that last beat. Now when we get to the actual song part, you could switch to strumming, or you could continue doing that Travis picking pattern that we were doing in the intro. So let's play these first 8 bars with that picking pattern. And when you get to the very last bar where we have 3 beats of A and then 1 beat of G, I would do the same thing that we did at the very end of the intro, where you start on A minor, you're going to go do the outside strings, the 2 inside, and then the 2 outside, and then instead of doing the last 2 inside, you're going to just pluck the G string once. So it'd sound like this. It's exactly what we did in the very last measure of the intro, okay? So let's just try these first 8 bars with the picking pattern. C, G, A minor again, G, D minor 7, A minor, G. Got it? Let's speed it up just a hair. Cool. I close my eyes only for a moment, then the moment's gone. And then we go to the next 8 bars. So the next 8 bars are actually exactly the same as the first 8 bars, which is pretty nice. The only difference is that we're not going to play that tricky little G chord on the last beat of the last measure. So at the end, we just have 2 bars of A minor, and that's it. So this next section, I'll just go over the chords quickly. So this is the next 8 bars. We've got C, then G for 1 bar, then A minor for 2 bars, then G for 1 bar, then D minor 7 for 1 bar, and then A minor for 2 bars. Super easy. It's really just exactly like the first 8 bars, except we don't have that one beat of G. So let's try this next part with the picking pattern. Oh, my dreams pass before my eyes, a curiosity. Pretty cool. Then we get to the chorus. So for the chorus, we're going to go to D major. Okay, and so we've got 1 bar of D major, 3, 4, so 4 beats. Then 1 bar of G major, 3, 4, and then 2 measures of A minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then again 1 bar of D major, then 1 bar of G major, and then 2 bars of A minor. 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna, at the very last beat on that last bar of A minor, we're gonna do that thing where we just play the chord G for just the last beat, okay? Before going back into the verse again, okay? So we sort of had 2 verses up front. So 1 verse would be the 8 bars. So two verses, a chorus, and then we go back to the verse again. So let's just play through the chorus now with the picking pattern. D, G, A minor, and A minor again, D to G, then A minor, G, and then back into the verse. Okay? Dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. Play that G chord for 1 beat, and we go back into the verse again. So now we have 2 verses again, and they are literally exactly the same as the first 2 verses. We just have different lyrics. And I don't know, this might make it easier for you to think of it this way, but whenever we play that little G chord on the very last beat of a measure of A minor, when we go A minor, 2, 3, G, we only do that whenever we are going into a verse, okay? So whenever the next section is a verse, you do play that little G chord on the last beat, and whenever you're going into the chorus, you do not do it. Pretty straightforward. So let's check out these next verses. So same chords, but different lyrics. Same old song, just a drop of water in an endless sea. All we do crumbles to the ground, though we refuse to see. Then we go back into the chorus. Dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. And that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post 1 video a week, and I would love to have you here. Don't forget to practice with the actual recording, since this is the original key that we learned it in. So it's really fun to play along with the band. And that is it. Thank you guys again. Leave a comment to say hey, or if you have any questions, or if you have any other song requests that you'd like me to make a tutorial about. And that is all. See you guys next week.